And week 4 is in the books. I have decided that I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Uplands. Because I got a few responses from you guys and you guys are interested. So I will talk about it here and there and I'll sprinkle it in over time. And I'm going to add it to my cash out total here. And I have made 32.22. It has been the most cash out so far, but part of that is because I hadn't done too much M-Turk, but I think I would be thinking that M-Turk is the biggest moneymaker still for myself. There's also Atlas Earth. I have $12.55. I actually did not cash out last week. I cashed out today, so I'm going to be cashing that out. And we have $36.12 in the bank. We still have coin and Brave Rewards where I still have stuff in crypto, basically. So I'm still waiting on some of these to cash out and then add on here. I plan to do that probably like once a quarter. I'll figure it out once we get a little bit closer to March or April. All right. Now, with that being said, it is now time for the Q&A. Okay, so we're going to start with this question from Lord Lionheart, who asks, sorry, sell land on Atlas Earth, I don't have that feature on my app. All right, so I think I mentioned this once before already, but I'm just going to do this very quick. If you click buy land, and what's supposed to show up is like a grid here, like you're normally buying a plot like this. And it says here, select an available plot of land to purchase it, or select a parcel you own to put it up for sale. So you can just click, you're supposed to be able to just click on any one of these, and should allow you the ability to sell. As you can see, though, it does take a little bit of a while here, and I'm not filtering out like anything. Well, that's what it's supposed to do, but if you're having issues like this, then you might not be able to sell your lands right now. And if that's so, well, sorry about that. So, yeah, that's pretty much how you're supposed to sell land. And then I believe the minimum that you can sell a plot of land for is 150 Atlas bucks. I'm going to try this one more time, guys. Let's do this one. I know I have this one. You see, I own it. It's my Eye of Horus there. So yeah, the minimum is 150, and I think if you go to this video, you'll see exactly what this is about. So yeah, I just put a card in the video on the top right. If you go to that, and you'll see my opinions regarding the selling land issues, alongside some of the technical issues, which I have a video coming regarding that as well. This one is not a question, but I wanted to leave this comment out there, a little bit of FYI that I didn't realize that maybe a lot of you have, but if you do have the Coin app, and he apparently recently found this out as well, Coin has these special days every month where every Saturday they double their survey rewards, which is kind of nice. Every 15th of the month, double points for games. Unfortunately, I think I'm locked out from the games, except for one piece of it. But I'm definitely going to give that a try on the 15th of the month. And on the last day of the month, they boost the rate of the big geomines, apparently, by ×3. So that's last day of the month. I'll remember that for January 31st. And I will try experimenting with that and maybe do a video on that next. Let's see, it's the 24th at the time of this recording. So I guess the following Tuesday, I will definitely do that. So on to the question from Knighthore. Are you still using mode or current? And the answer to that question is no. And part of that is because I have tried multiple times. I mean, I'm on and off about it. I'm not super big on mode and current because I feel like that the rate of return on it isn't that great. And you have to put a lot of effort just to getting like a little bit of money out of it. So... And I mean, yeah, granted, that's kind of the entire point of the Beer Money engine. But I feel like with Coin, I make a lot more. With Atlas Earth, I even make a lot more. And I'm sure there are some out there that have better tips with mode and current who really like it and they swear on it. But for me, for whatever reason, I've just had a hard time getting anything out of it. If I had a second cell phone or a third cell phone, I would probably add mode current to it and see where I'd be going with just the music playing alone. But as of right now, I'm probably not going to be using mode or current, at least in the near future. So one of the more famous questions about that I see people ask is that they see a pink guy on the map, and what is that? That usually means that another player is playing near you. I know it looks like a pink Among Us character almost. Pink sus. And yeah, that's pretty much all that it is. It's not a pill, it's not some bonus item or anything like that. It is simply that another player is in a location that is similar or around your area, basically. And I don't think I've ever seen any more than one of these things around. Probably because I don't have too many people playing at the same time, but I'd love to see what would happen if we got a gathering of like 4 or 5 people around to do this. Maybe we could do some kind of a gathering sometime. I don't know. Something to think about. We'll see. Maybe when the racing module comes out. Hi, question for you regarding the math on max parcel bracket. If you've covered this before, I apologize. Hey, don't worry about it. I don't mind repeating anything or redirecting you to another video. That's all cool. Don't worry about it. This isn't one of those things where I'm going to say, "Oh, that's a stupid question." No, we're all trying to learn and we're all trying to make money here. So don't worry about it. You don't have to apologize, Mr. Pink. Anyway, on their table, it shows max parcels per bracket with 20 ad boosts per day, and then the same for the year. For 1 to 150, 30x, month per year is listed as $15.77, 189.23, while the 626 to 730 shows them at 15,775 and 189.06. Have you done the math on the tables and their actual numbers? I'm sure how given they should be both the same number of hours, while unboosted at the higher tier, 626 to 730, would have a higher monthly and yet lower yearly payout. These numbers do not reflect a 50x event boost, which is later in the chart. So basically, what he's trying to say is that it seems like that you actually lose money as you go up in tier. And without the... And let me go to here, actually. Without that, he is absolutely correct, and I'm going to explain why here. So let's say that you have the maximum amount of lands here, 150, and your boost is 30. So your unboosted land equivalent is going to be, we're going to multiply. So what the unboosted land equivalent is, I should say this before I calculate it. This is the equivalent amount of lands if you did not have the boost. So each land gives out an expected value. Now I put that on a math somewhere of the equivalent of about a rare. All right, so 0.80166 or something like that. So the rare is basically like the expected value for each land that you buy. Now that being said, so if we did the unboosted land equivalent and we did not B2, B68 times C68. And we did that, that gets us 150 times 30 or 4,500. Now, when we go up to the next tier, which is 220, the boost goes to 20 instead of 30. So the maximum amount of lands you have is 220, and if we multiply that together, we're at 4,400. There are actually, yeah, your expected value actually does go down. Now, let me try 290 times 15. I think that one, it goes back up a little bit. No, actually it goes down, 4,350. Okay, you see my math and all that. But let's do, you have 730 and 6 on the bracket. If we copy that, that leaves you with 4,380. It does stay in that area where you have 40, within the 4,500 area, but it doesn't go beyond 4,500. That's why the 50x boost is the great equalizer. For most people, though, unless they get 2, and this is 2 boosts here, and 4,500, if we did 2,250. Until you get to 2,250 lands, though, your unboosted land equivalent is going to be roughly where the 30x is or lower. So until you get to 2,250 lands, it's basically you're doing this simply for the 50x event boosts, and you're hoping that the 50x event boosts are going to carry you. Now, for a lot of people, they probably will just stop at 150 and think this is impossible, they're never going to get there, forget about this, and the 50x boosts are just not worth it. In my opinion, I do think that we do get enough 50x boosts that if I check my calculator, that we are able to make up the totals accordingly. But I do want to try to get to one of these higher tiers. Now, the unboosted land equivalent, if I go to the Atlas Earth result calculator, give me a moment here. Rent outcome calculator. You're not. I'm on another. So I'm on another screen here when I'm talking. So don't mind me. I'm just trying to grab the rent outcome stuff here. Okay, I had to pause because I couldn't find the chart. I don't know why that page is not searchable on Google for some reason, but I went ahead and I did the cutoffs up to the 3x boost because the 2x is unbounded. And what you have here is the unboosted land equivalents where, yes, in 30x, 4,500 is tops. And then it does go down a little bit. It kind of craters at around the 15x and the 10x marks, and then it will slowly go back up a little bit until you get to 3x where you have 4,500. So basically, it would take you until 1,500 to get back to the same land equivalent of 150 without the 50x boost events. And then, of course, it will take you to 2,250 to get to that same amount as you do with the 3x and the 30x. Now, we could probably do a little bit more hardcore math on this. I might make another video updating, showing like the really hard math behind this. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. But this is just an idea as to why you're seeing lower earnings, is because, yes, your number of unboosted land equivalents actually goes down and kind of craters around the 10x to 15x mark, but they're supposed to be made up with the 50x boost events. And they do make it up a little bit, as you can see in the chart that I'm going to put out right here. People say for the MTurk to do the low effort tasks to get more hits. Is that a valid way of getting more hits? Now, in my opinion, the best way to get hits is to do those studies. They do have a lot of attention checks, so you do have to pay attention. But once you get good enough at it, you can make an easy like $9 to $12 an hour, depending on how good the studies are. If you look, I think I did a video regarding an MTurk helper that will help you out called MTurk Suite or Turker Suite. I could do another video on that as well. Let me know. I'm always up for ideas regarding that. But in my opinion, the low effort ones, I mean, the best effort ones, in my opinion, are either the user Bob, and whenever he brings out something to look at a website and record an audio for a minute or two, and then the other one being the studies as well. The studies that at least pay out at least, I'd say, 10 cents a minute, if not 12 cents a minute. Those are the best deals in my opinion. So yeah, those are the best way to get hits. The low effort ones, I mean, do you mean like the ones with the receipts and all that? Because the receipts are terrible. Like there are some hits out there that are absolutely terrible, especially if you live in the United States, and try to avoid them whenever possible. You might not be able to avoid them right now because January is kind of a slow time, but like once March hits, avoid those things, absolutely. Okay, so this is a post recording. I reread the question and I realized that it could have been interpreted another way, talking about just wanting to get more hits in general, nothing to do regarding money. And as far as that's concerned, doing low effort to get extra hits, yeah, I think that that's probably a better way because the more hits that you do, the more you qualify, especially early on. Now, for me, I probably have long forgotten about that because I think I'm at like 15,000 hits or something like that I have done. But if you're just starting out, then you might want to do stuff that's pretty easy to pass and just get done. Like there are some out there that are like one question demographic surveys, stuff like that. Yeah, the easier the hit, the more likely you will qualify for better hits later on. So, yeah, sorry about that. And the final question I'm given is regarding the competition that I've been talking about. It has nothing to do with anything on Atlas Earth or Coin or anything like that. It's a bucket list item of mine I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is Pokemon VGC. Now, I had been wanting to play this for a long time, but I never had a chance to, due to social and financial reasons. Both of those issues have now gone out of the way, so I am now free to do this, and it's kind of a bucket list item before I turn 40, go out and enjoy life and do something that I've been wanting to do since I was a teenager. And I'm going to regionals in Orlando and Knoxville and Charlotte. Charlotte's not going to be too much travel, but Orlando and Knoxville is going to be a lot of travel, and I plan to record my coin that I gain from it. And that's a big reason why, at least for the months of January and February, I will be using Coin Pro. Beyond that, we will see. I'm not 100% sure about that because I think I'm about like 2/3 of the way through this month, and I've just made my money back in the Pro. So, yeah, I don't know yet. So that's pretty much it for this Q&A. Thank you, everyone. It's been great. And I might do another Q&A when I hit 1,000 subscribers. How's that sound? Either 1,000 subscribers or when this gets monetized. And then we'll talk about monetization on YouTube and stuff like that as well. Because as you know, YouTube is also another way to make side money. And I want to be transparent on what I make on that as well. So that's pretty much it, y'all. Thank you very much for being a part of this community. I'm really glad that you guys have accepted me on this, and honestly, I'm glad that you guys gave me another shot at this. Uh, I'm just hoping that I just keep the consistency going. I'll put out a video, at least one video every week, and anything that you guys want to see that would be cool, that'd be great as well. Just let me know. I will see you all next week. Bye, everyone.